But Johnny, let's move on into our next time. We're not moving. We're just kind of shifting over.
As I said earlier, slide to the left.
Yeah, and the part that gets cut at the end of every one because we kind of redo the intro. Slide to the left. And we're staying in the DCEU, moving over a little bit into Bat Family territory.
Bat Fam.
There was a tweet that was sent out. The exact date was actually yesterday, January 6th. From Queens, New York at 7:41 a.m. So I don't know what she's doing that early in the morning, obviously thinking about this. But here's what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Is Lindsay Lohan, yes, you heard me correctly, Lindsay Lohan had basically said she wants to be Batgirl. And here's what I want to ask you, Johnny, is so the tweet said RT, which is retweet if I should star in the new Batgirl movie, and everyone tell at Joss. Kissy face emoji, heart emoji. I want to ask you this basic question. Should DC cast Lindsay Lohan as Batgirl?
Well, I believe you brought someone else up to the table
We're gonna bring them later if it's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
the other article that I sent you.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't seen her in anything major in quite a long time.
She's usually in TV she is
shows
stuck
now.
to TV now because of her sketchy past that has caught up with her acting career, basically.
Yeah, Scary Movie 5 was the last thing I've probably seen her in. Everything else has been TV series.
Mean Girls. The last actual movie she was in was The Canyons in 2013.
Yeah, the last one I saw her in was 2013.
Yeah, well,
with Scary Movie 5.
She was in Machete?
Was she in Machete?
She
was in Machete, you're right. But that was 2010.
I didn't know she was in Machete.
Anyways, back to the actual...
should she be Batgirl?
Not to be mean, but no. I feel like, honestly, the one person that we brought up earlier, there's many reasons why to go with a younger actress. And do you want me to spoil the name or are you going to do it?
Go ahead.
Hailee Steinfeld is the one that you brought up earlier. And the reason
By the way, Brandon loves Hailee Steinfeld.
You told me.
He has said on numerous That's What I Thinks that if she's looking for... There was one where he was talking about she invited I can't remember the kid's name who was bullied to the premiere of Pitch Perfect. And he said, if he declines, I will gladly go with you. That is how much, it is on the record that Brandon's in love with Hailee Steinfeld.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
It's everyone's PSA for the week.
Oh, there
Brandon
you go.
loves Hailee Steinfeld. But I digress. Continue on.
Yeah, the only reason I say that is because if you want to keep the Bat family going for a while, you want someone that's going to at least progress with the age
well.
Plus, she's also around that age anyways. At least what DC seems to be doing with ages with everyone.
Yeah.
She's around Batgirl's age. Am I correct? Or close to?
Well, the thing that from the last thing I heard about the Joss Whedon Batgirl movie is apparently, unless things have changed drastically, his idea for the script is a high school Batgirl, Barbara Gordon who is in. So this is pre-Oracle. This is pre-wheelchair.
Yeah.
This is basically an origin story, I'm assuming,
in
for
a sense,
Batgirl to where she is in high school. It is the way I had it described to me is think of high school drama, but a superhero film.
Yeah.
And that's basically where you're looking at Lindsay Lohan, where she's 31 right now, going to turn 32 in July. This movie... this is in pre-production.
Yes,
so we don't even know if this is going to be 2019, 2020. Let's say it is 2020. It's that far down the line.
Yeah.
That means you're turning 32 in 2018. You'll be 34 by the time this movie comes out.
Exactly. So my thought would be, why don't you go someone that's already right now closer to that girl's age? And I would go with someone at least in the same age range as Hailee Steinfeld. It doesn't have to be her specifically, but you brought her up because you said someone had an article out there about her.
Screen Rants does have an article where earlier, a month ago, we didn't talk about it only because I didn't think it was a hot button issue back then. Hailee Steinfeld's one of those ones
but it is now.
No. She's big. I
was making a joke.
She's big right now, but it was you know what? The Batgirl movie, no one's even thinking about it. But when Lindsay Lohan comes out and says, I want to be Batgirl, I'm sorry. that's a little bit more newsworthy.
Yeah.
In that sense, only because of the name in general. And yes, that name is partly because of her movies plus of her off the screen issues that she has had, and that was put into the limelight. But this article was December 17th when Hailee Steinfeld said she'd love to play Batgirl. You're looking at an actress where she's 21. She's going to turn by the end of this year. So she recently turned 21 in early December.
Yes.
She's not going to be 22 until the end of this year. So let's use that same 2020 in retrospect. She could be either 22, 23 when the movie comes out. I'll take someone that's that because they could look more like a high schooler than a mid-30s actor. Actress, pardon my miss up there. But yeah, that's the big thing that plays into it to where I'm a little torn. I was a little torn coming into this because, like I told you, if they casted Lindsay Lohan as Batgirl, would I be like screaming from the mountaintops, this is a horrible move for DC to make? No, because
I wouldn't scream that either. No,
I mean I could see her pulling off the look of Barbara Gordon. The hair, she's got the style. The only thing that concerns me is the age. Yeah. Like, yeah, you can do things to make people appear younger, but usually when you're looking for and the big thing in this, and this is whether this will change or not, if you're looking for Barbara to be in high school in this movie, don't cast someone who's in their mid-30s.
Exactly.
Go with someone who's younger. However, I'll ask you, what if they did cast Lindsay Lohan? What would be your reaction to that?
I would say that you're going to have some obstacles with trying to make her look like she's in high school because it's hard to make someone like you, and well, not you as much as me, look like they're in high school again. Mr. Shaved baby face over there.
Well, I'm even late 20s and I can pull it off. So it depends on the person.
Him, yes. Me, it's a little bit harder. I mean, I haven't shaved my beard.
But is Lindsay Lohan one of those kind of people?
It's movie magic, and they can make people that are in their 30s look like they're in high school. But I feel like it's a lot easier and a lot less to do. You have the bigger name, but have the slightly bigger name, but come on, I mean, just have someone that's around that age. Do it, because I mean, like just like in Spider-Man: Homecoming, we had people in that age range in high school, so it's not like someone who's 30 being a high school kid.
And I'm looking right now, and this is from the beginning of 2017, so take it with a grain of salt. But Screen Rant also came out with an article of 15 actresses who could play Batgirl. Because think about it, beginning of the year was when we got Batgirl, they want to do a Batgirl movie. Yeah. And I'm going through some of these names, and some of them are like Ellie Fanning. You've got, I'm trying to even see if I recognize any of these names. Anna Kendrick is on the list. I don't know how I'd feel about Anna Kendrick as Batgirl. I'm not quite sure. You've got Natalie Emanuel. She played in Game of Thrones. She was Daenerys's
daughter.
Not daughter, but the girl that was the translator for her when she was in Marine.
Okay. Daenerys. Sorry, you said Daenerys.
You've got Hailee Steinfeld, who we've talked about, is on that list. You've got...
I don't know about Anna Kendrick either.
I wouldn't cast Anna Kendrick in that role.
Well, she's older than...
Emma Stone is number 2, and then number 1 is Jane Levi. From the Evil Dead remake.
Okay.
I don't know if any of these actresses would be, and I'll put this link down below so you guys can see the full list, because I'll be completely honest, there are some of these where I'm like, off the top of my head, what were you in? Like there's Zoe Kravitz, who played Angel in X-Men First Class. So it's like I could maybe see her as it, but it also depends on what direction they want to go with Batgirl. True. Not just the sense of a thing of, okay, she's in high school, let's kind of get somebody who can do that as well, but the fact of, do they want to go traditional, we are going to go what is in the comics with Batgirl, and we are going to go with that look. So like I'm looking at it to where you've got the kind of just past shoulder length red hair. You've got the kind of high school look. Do we want to go with that, or do we want to be bold and be like, yes, this is our version of Batgirl, whether that be casting someone who bends the race a little bit with Batgirl, who goes with a different area in that way, or are they going to say, you know what, we're going directly what's on the comic book, and that's the kind of Batgirl we want to portray in the movie.
Yeah, you know what? I was just looking up some of the actresses that you, and most of, they're around our age.
Yeah.
But I
think the oldest I saw was 31, which is in the ballpark of Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of them are at least a little bit, at least like just in their mid-20s right now.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little bit older than us. I would, again, I would say no one older than us, honestly. Because you want someone who you can have pull off high school. And yeah, there's some of these that they do have a face that still looks like they could almost be in high school. But there are some of them like, yeah, can you or can you not? And I'm not saying like, I don't care if like they do what they did with MJ in Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't care if like.
Or that was non-traditional. That's a perfect example of what I was trying to get at. Where that's not what Mary Jane is in the comics.
Exactly.
Like, at all.
And I don't care if they do that. It's more of, to me, if you're going to do someone in high school, do someone around high school age.
They did a similar thing in Spider-Man Homecoming with Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
Having his character be not the big white blonde jock that we're used to in the comics.
He was just a kind of a bully.
Yeah.
It was more of a verbal abusive bully. But my thing is more so just like, have them look like have someone that can look that age. And no offense to Lindsay
Lohan.
Thank you.
You almost said Lizzie McGuire. I heard it.
No, I just couldn't get Lindsay out.
It sounded like you were going to say Lizzie McGuire.
No,
which
I just
was
couldn't
like completely. They were rivals at one time, but completely different actors.
No, because that's Hilary Duff.
Yes.
No, I couldn't get Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
I don't think. No offense to her, you can make her look like she's in high school.
Yeah.
You want someone that can like literally pull it off and say, shit, I thought they were of high school age.
The one thing that I'm also thinking about, and I had to look up what else Hailee Steinfeld has been in.
Yeah.
Because another thing you're looking at, and this goes into if you're going to go with someone who I'm going to say is like 25.
Yeah.
And because like there were some, I think it was, what am I thinking of? Regina George from Mean Girls. I believe that actress, when she was in Mean Girls, was 25, if my math serves me correct. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're going to go with someone who, okay, we're going to go with someone who's early 20s. You also got to play the weight of, do we want to go with someone who's inexperienced, where it's like, this is your first breakout role, and we're basically debuting you as an actress? Or do you want to say, hey, we're going to go with someone? Because, like, I'm looking at Hailee Steinfeld. She's in Pitch Perfect 1, in Pitch Perfect 2. She's going to be in the Bumblebee movie that you and I are going to see at the end of the year. She was in Edge of 17. She was in 10,000 Saints, Barely Legal. She was in Romeo and Juliet. She was in True Grit too, early on in her career. She has these different things where it's like, okay, I have solidified myself to where if they said, hey, we're going to cast Hailee Steinfeld, I don't think anyone would say this is her debut role, especially with how big the Pitch Perfect movies were just on their own. However, there's also the side of like Lindsay Lohan. Look at how much she has been in over her career, to where is that going to play into it? Hey, we're going to go with a Lindsay Lohan over a Hailee Steinfeld because we know, like, yes, if it's also a question of, like you said, have you kind of dealt with all the demons that you were dealing with and got your ducks in a row?
Yeah.
If that's the case, I mean, if you're weighing that and you want someone who's experienced, that would tip the scale into a Lindsay Lohan over someone who's in the early 20s or even someone like Hailee Steinfeld.
Yeah, that's true. I still, if I were DC. That's usually you throw it on to me in that sense, but I'm just going to throw it on myself this time.
Go ahead.
I would go with the one that's younger, has maybe a little less to her name, but the one that I can pull off someone being in high school. I want to be able to trick the people watching the movie and make them think this person is in high school still.
Yes.
I want to make them think we hired 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds to play in this movie.
Yeah, I'd be the same way. And the thing that I was just thinking of in the top of my head is just looking at the Justice League heroes alone, using them as my kind of base for everything. You look at the Superman heroes, or the Justice League heroes. So I'm going to look at Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg. First, I'm going to start with Superman because his was the kickoff of the DCEU.
That's true.
You look at a guy like Henry Cavill, who was born in 83, so around this time he's about 13 years older than us.
Yeah.
So his first movie, let's see, before Man of Steel, he was in Immortals, he was in Battle Creek. I'm looking at movies, nothing too big. Basically being Superman made Henry Cavill what he is today because he's been able to be
7 years older than
7 years older than I don't know. My math is wrong. That's why I have you here. 7
like,
years.
wait.
No.
13's a bit much.
That's right.
Because we're born in 90.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You got to go backwards.
I messed that up.
You don't need the 3 there.
And you know what?
you don't carry the 3.
The reason why I knew I messed up too was I said 13 years old. And then in my head, I'm like, that would make him about 43. That don't sound right, but I'm going to move on. Like in my head, I'm like, just don't say the age and move on. But okay, 7 years older, which makes him.
I want to get this together.
Makes him. So right now, that makes him about. So I'm going to be 30. I'm going to be 28. Wow.
Yeah, 28, 38. Not 30.
I'm going to be 28. So. With 7 years, give or take, maybe like 30.
He'd be 35.
But then think 7 years.
He's 35.
But then take 7 years away from that, or 4 years away from that. So 31 was when they casted him for Man of Steel.
Exactly.
But however, not newer, but a breakout role for him. Gal Gadot, I would put in another one of those where, yes, she was in some things. She was in Fast and the Furious and Furious 7, but I would say
Breakout
Wonder
role
Woman kind of she was in Entourage too. That was very early on in her career, but Wonder Woman is what really just pushed her over the edge, and she's 85, so she's 2 years younger than Henry Cavill. Then you have Ezra Miller, who played the Flash. He's a guy who's 2 years younger than us to play the Flash, and he's a guy that so he was a little bit of, I'm going to play the little like fringe card there, because he was known for like, I think it was Perks of Being a Wallflower, and he was in other things leading up to this. His career was picking up, and then he jumped on as the Flash. The two big ones, I mean, before I get into those, Ray Fisher, where he's probably the most like, let's pick up someone who's not known at all. Because, I mean, I look at it before BVS, he was in The Astronaut Wives Club and The Good, the Bad, and the Confused, a TV series and a short. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice was technically his debut. And then Justice League was his first full debut. Like in Batman v Superman, the only thing we saw was the clip. Whereas Justice League was his first ever.
His breakout.
Yeah, and I'm like the newest. However, the two big name actors that I would say they got, and the only two I would say they got, which were like bigger than all the rest, Ben Affleck coming in. He's a guy. Ben Affleck would be like your Lindsay Lohan, where it's like, I know who Ben Affleck is.
Exactly.
I know him from a lot of different movies, mainly with Matt Damon. And the other one being Jason Momoa. But it was only Jason Momoa is only on that list because of Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
But like, there's kind of a mix in there. So am I saying Lindsay Lohan? No, not going to be Batgirl. Get her out of the way. I wouldn't be surprised if DC did that. However, I think I would lean a little bit away. if you're giving me the choice, here's the thing we'll do.
Yeah.
Because we have two actresses that have said, and I actually found out Hailee Steinfeld said it in an MTV News interview promoting Pitch Perfect 3, where she was asked, would she be open to taking a superhero role, where she said, yes, absolutely, definitely on my bucket list. And then she played coy, but she did confirm she would love to play Batgirl when asked about the role in particular. To end this, I'm going to ask you, I'll answer it first. If I'm picking between Lindsay Lohan and Hailee Steinfeld, I'm picking Hailee Steinfeld. How about you?
I'm backing you on that one. I would go Hailee Steinfeld. Like I said, I know I've preached it a few times in this one now. I'd go someone who can act, like not act the age, but
literally look the part.
Look and act the age more.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lindsay Lohan, but she's
kind of 20 years removed from being a teenager.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah, approximately.
Because she'll
I
be
go
35 maybe when this movie comes out.
Yeah, I would go with the one that is more looks and is closer to the age of a teenager because it's easier for her to pull it off then.
And the young...
Because she just got out of the age.
Yeah.
So...
No, she did. And literally, I mean, Gal Gadot might be the one, but I mean, even Henry Cavill, it was... Yes, he was 31 when Man of Steel came out, but that's when Man of Steel came out.
Yeah.
Like, Lindsay Lohan's 31 now. However... The thing that's a flip side there is Superman's not a character where it's like, shit, we need him to be young.
No, exactly. We needed him in that 30-ish range.
And I mean, let's be completely honest. There's things where I'm hearing Man of Steel 2 might be the Kingdom Come storyline for superhero, which sees gray hair Superman. So I'm like, cool. Like, we don't need you to be
young,
the youngest actor in there. We just need you to be able to stay in the role for a while. But with Batgirl... You got to think a little younger. I want to turn it on to you guys, though. We have talked enough about this. You guys let us know what you guys think down below. First off, what do you think if Lindsay Lohan became Batgirl? What were your thoughts beyond that? And then number two, between Hailee Steinfeld and Hailee Steinfeld and Lindsay Lohan, who would you pick to be Batgirl? And if you're like, nah, I don't want either of those, let us know some of the actresses you would want down below in the comment section.